Everybody says 90% junk silver is the most liquid form of silver you can own. It's fractional, it's recognizable, it's constitutional. But what happens when refiners slow down or stop taking it altogether? Subscribe, like, share. Thank you. Today, we're going to talk about 90% junk silver. Pre-1965 US dimes, quarters, and half dollars. It's one of the most popular forms of silver in the stacking community. It's recognizable, it's fractional, it has history, and for decades, it's been considered highly liquid. But I want to have a measured conversation about something that doesn't get discussed enough. How liquid is 90% silver under different market conditions? Not in theory, in practice. Now first, let's get something clear. 90% junk silver is absolutely real silver. It contains 0.715 ounces of silver per $1 face value when accounting for wear. It trades based on melt value, and it has a long established retail market. None of that is in question, but 90% silver is not the same product as 999 fine bullion. It's 90% silver and 10% copper. That difference matters, not because one is better, but because they move through the system differently. When you sell a few rolls of junk silver to a local coin shop, liquidity is usually straightforward. It's widely recognized, easy to test, and easy to price based on melt. At the retail level, it functions well. Coin shops don't typically refine metal themselves. They resell it, batch it, or move it upstream to wholesalers and refiners. And refiners operate based on capacity, efficiency, and throughput. Unlike 999 bullion bars, 90% coinage is mixed metal and often requires melting and refining before it re-enters certain wholesale supply chains. That extra processing step doesn't make it bad, but it does add friction. Now, to be accurate, it is not true that refiners have stopped taking 90% silver across the board. Many refiners still process it. However, during periods of heavy volume or price volatility, some refiners may prioritize higher purity bullion, slow intake of mixed coinage, adjust spreads to account for processing demand. That's not permanent, it's not universal, it's situational, but it highlights something important. Liquidity isn't just about what something is. It's about how easily it moves through the system at a given moment. Under normal market conditions, 90% silver trades actively. During stress, whether that's heavy buying or heavy selling, spreads can widen and processing backlogs can appear. That's not unique to junk silver. But junk silver does have additional handling considerations compared to 999 rounds or bars. Another point worth discussing is premium behavior. When retail demand surges, 90% premiums can rise quickly because supply is finite. It's no longer being minted. But when selling pressure increases, those premiums can compress just as quickly. That volatility surprises some stackers. Again, not a flaw, just a characteristic. Now let's address the barter argument. Some people prefer 90% because it's fractional and historically recognizable, which they believe could be useful in extreme scenarios. That's a personal philosophy decision. In typical market conditions, however, most people liquidate through dealers or private sales, not direct barter. And those transactions are based on weight and melt value. So the practical resell channel still matters. Here's the balanced takeaway. 90% junk silver remains a legitimate and widely traded form of physical silver. It has recognition, history, fractional flexibility, and an established buyer base. But it is not frictionless. No physical silver product is. If you're stacking, it's worth understanding how your chosen products move in different environments, how spreads behave during volatility, and what your exit path realistically looks like. Owning 90% silver isn't inherently a problem. Assuming all forms of silver behave identically under stress might be. The point of this conversation isn't to discourage ownership. It's to encourage clarity, because stacking isn't just about ounces. It's about understanding how those ounces function when you need them to move. Now, I really look forward to hearing your opinion about this, so please sound off down in the comment section below. And I want to thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I will see you on the next one.